One shot first, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? I'm HB Gibson along with
RT Mac, and this is part 3 of our Star Wars discussion.
Star Wars. Yeah, well, as you can see, I got on my little Han Solo thing. I had on my little George Lucas shirt, and I was a Jedi in the first episode, so, you know, I'm cosplay in effect.
And we are going to talk about the sequel trilogy, which hasn't been completed yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Episode 8 comes out this December.
Yes.
Around Christmas.
Yes, The Last Jedi, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, the sequel trilogy took 30 years, basically.
Right.
Basically to make.
Mm-hmm.
George Lucas sold Lucasfilm for $4 billion to Disney, which does Marvel.
Yep.
So Disney is king.
Yep.
They are our Lord and Master, and we will give our hard-earned money to them because they can do that to us.
Mm-hmm.
And so they immediately started a sequel trilogy once they bought Lucasfilm,
Mm-hmm.
and they hired J.J. Abrams
Yep.
to direct Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
I mean, it's amazing. This guy is, I would say, probably the man that coined the phrase, well, actually, I made the phrase, sci-fi partisanship. Sci-fi partisanship, meaning that you have Star Trek fans over here, you have Star Wars fans over here. He's a man that directed both Star Trek and Star Wars.
Yes.
Man, my hat's off to you, JJ.
But he had a big obstacle, or obstacles, because if you ever see the honest trailer for Force Awakens, they put it out very clearly. You had to satisfy like so many years of pent-up nerd aggression.
Yes.
You had to introduce new fans to the series.
Mm-hmm.
You had to bring casual fans back.
Mm-hmm.
You had to justify Disney's $4 billion investment.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, it had to be good.
Yes, right.
So, no pressure. No pressure.
And we also had to accept new characters.
Yes.
And they were very, very well accepted.
We had British leading lady Daisy Ridley as...
Rey.
Yes, a badass scavenger from what looks like Tatooine.
But it was actually called Jakku.
Yeah, so...
Jakku?
They're both
That
desert.
junkyard? Yeah.
They're both desert planets.
Yeah.
We had the new kind of basically the remnants of the Empire, now known as the First Order.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a First Order defector who doesn't actually have a name, he has a number.
Mm-hmm.
So they call him Finn.
They called him Finn, yeah.
He just goes by the name Finn.
Yeah.
And you have hunky bad boy pilot Poe Dameron,
Right.
who everybody agrees, you know, is one of the most badass pilots, second to Luke Skywalker and Anakin.
Mm-hmm.
So you have an adorable new droid.
BB-8.
Yes, and, you know, all of our old favorites are back. Han and Chewie, Leia, R2-D2, C-3PO, and the easiest money Mark Hamill made at the end.
Yeah.
Hey, look, if you could earn $1.5 million doing what he did, you would do it.
Of course, of course. Finn was played by Mr. John Boyega, and Poe Dameron was played by... Okay, crickets.
Can he do it? Can he do it?
You know the guy's name. But if not, what we'll do is we'll put the name down here, because he also played Apocalypse in the X-Men Apocalypse film.
Well, about Force Awakens, it was basically, in a way, it had the space opera style of the originals.
Right.
But it also had kind of a war picture aspect to it.
Absolutely.
Which I think people really liked. Even if they did kind of rehash the original movie.
Right. Well, in a way, yeah, they did. They did in a way.
Not even in a way. You have a desert orphan, Rey, who's exactly like Luke.
Yeah.
And they even wear the similar clothing. And they both are strong with the Force because apparently their family is. You have a little person, little alien telling them about the Force.
Yeah, Maz Kanata.
Like Yoda. You have Han and Chewie flying with you in the Millennium Falcon.
Mm. Right.
And you see a man in black, Kylo Ren, Darth Vader, killing Rey's mentor, or like Luke's mentor. Vader killed Obi-Wan, and Kylo Ren killed Han Solo.
Absolutely.
And the the rebels have to once again destroy a Death Star by flying down a trench.
Yeah.
So it's basically
they had to establish the familiar to bring back the old.
It's
and
basically
then to bring in the new.
It was a New Hope 2015.
Right.
That's really what it was.
But it was so enjoyable.
It is. You love it.
I mean, it's a movie that I could sit down and I could watch over and over and over again and not really get tired of it actually.
Yep. And Kylo Ren has some pretty cool abilities. He's able to stop a laser with the Force.
Yes.
I mean, how awesome is that? You have...
Kylo Ren was played by Adam Driver.
Yeah.
Adam Driver, yeah.
And...
How could I remember Adam Driver and still not remember the gentleman that plays Poe Dameron? But I'm quite sure that I'm have it at the bottom of the screen. So...
But Kylo Ren... we find out he is Ben
Solo.
Ben Solo.
Ben Solo, yeah.
I just want to make sure I had his first name right.
Yeah, Ben Solo, yeah.
Ben Solo. And he's a little whiny, I'll admit.
Yeah.
And his master, though, is like so many questions. Like his master, Supreme Leader Snoke. Who is he? Why is he so big? Is he really that big? Like, who the hell is he?
I'm just going to come out and just say it. Your fan theories, they're all stupid.
Well, the craziest one that Samuel Jackson, found amazing was that Mace Windu is Snoke. Because he even came out and said, like, that would be amazing and crazy, but I don't think Mace Windu would ever do that.
Your fan theories are stupid. Okay, none of the fan theories to this day makes any freaking sense whatsoever.
Well, I got a question for you.
What?
Everybody now has the internet, and they're trying to figure out every little thing about the Last Jedi, and they were trying to figure out everything about the Force Awakens. Did you really think they were going to answer all of your questions in the first movie? It's a damn trilogy. You're supposed to establish those questions and then answer them in the preceding two films, or the following two films.
And that's the reason, and that's the difference between the Star Wars fandom a long time ago and the way it is now. The internet is so full of information, 99.9% of them are false and not real. When we were waiting for a sequel to come out, all we could do was just sit back and wait and to be surprised.
And enjoy it.
And you build yourself up for this idea and that idea, so when the movie comes out and the actual idea comes out, you ruined it for yourself because you were so clamoring for ideas and arguing with this person and arguing with that person and believing in all these little stupid theories. Let's just do... Mark Hamill himself said, stop giving in to all this stuff and just wait for the movie to come out. You're going to mess it up for yourself.
And everybody else.
Yeah.
Because
that's not how the Force works.
You're supposed to go to a movie to be surprised and enjoy it. But if you go in there knowing everything, can you really enjoy it?
Exactly.
And plus, if you write articles on the internet, putting those ideas out there, people are not going to want to go see it. Exactly.
And I think that's what really ruined the movie-going experience, because everybody has these crazy theories. Some of them are just so off-base and just so ridiculous. Why on earth would Mace Windu be Snoke?
And the crazy thing is, why would they think that the guy who did Lost would be able to answer their questions?
Exactly. I got that one. Yeah.
Why would you? Come on, JJ.
Yeah.
He's not gonna answer your questions.
And he's probably gonna lie to you to your face, because all the time he said, no, Khan is not in Star Wars. Into Darkness, Khan is not. And then what happened? We sat there, we watched, and he opened up his mouth. My name is Khan.
So if he wouldn't tell you the truth on a TV series. What makes you think he would do it in a feature film?
Exactly. So directors, don't even worry about it. If you have to lie about the plot, lie. Just freaking lie to them. They deserve it.
And people, stop leaking scripts on the internet.
Stop spoiling stuff. You're messing it up for everybody, man.
And you know what? The Force Awakens, in its first run, it's only had one run in theaters, but it made over $2 billion.
That's right.
It made over half of Disney's investment back. So, my God, well done.
Well done.
All around, and well done, Mark Hamill.
Yes.
Your few seconds deserve an Oscar nomination.
And from what I understand, his performance in The Last Jedi is like, it's like supposed to be the baddest and the most bangingest, because the director,
Gareth Edwards, did he do
He did Rogue One.
He did Rogue One. And we'll talk about Rogue One in another video.
Yeah.
But I think it's not Colin Trevorrow, Jurassic World, because he's doing episode 9. Episode 8, you'll see it.
We'll put it right down there.
But yeah,
we're not going to leave you without information. If we're not remembering it now, we're putting it right there in the bottom of the screen. So.
But Mark Hamill says something in the Last Jedi trailer. He says,
"Oh Lord,
all I know is that the Jedi must come to an end." Like, what does he mean by that? What happened?
Now, I did watch a show called Collider Movie Talk, which I pretty much put my trust in. Something called Collider Jedi Council, and it was said that, let me make sure that I got this right, that he was not really in full agreement with the direction that they were taking Luke Skywalker in, but he said, "Listen, I'm an actor. You're hiring me to act. I'll go with it." But so we're going to see something pretty different going on. And let's remember, Luke was from the old school.
Yep.
So we have to, take his word, get his side of the story, but also look forward to the new story.
And you know what? It makes me respect Mark Hamill more because he's not playing into, a lot of people that take their characters way too seriously.
Right.
And we're not going to see Han Solo. He was killed in Force Awakens.
Yeah.
You know why? Because Harrison Ford was paid way too much money. He was paid over $20 million, I think.
Also, I kind of harken back to the time where he thought that Han Solo should have died a long time ago anyway. I think that's probably the reason why he was so happy to do Force Awakens anyway. But then again, that's just me.
But you know what? We're also seeing the final on-screen appearance of Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Or General Organa.
Have you seen the pictures? Has anybody ever seen the beautiful photos that were in the Vanity Fair magazine? Heart-stopping. You get the feels. Lump in the throat, everything.
And thankfully, she had filmed all of her scenes before she passed away.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they edited this, but I don't even know if they're gonna have her character in the 9th movie.
Yeah.
And if they do, they might use scenes that would have been left on the cutting room floor.
Right.
And kind of just splice them in.
Yeah.
So all we know is that they're gonna pay respect to Carrie Fisher, treat her with dignity, and we'll see more of Rey's training with Luke.
Yeah.
Because that's what the trailer showed. She was swinging that saber. We see more Finn. Maybe he'll be able to get another kiss when he's awake, and you'll see, if you see Force Awakens, you know what I mean. Yeah.
Well, from what I understand, Finn is going to have a love interest in another character.
It should be Rey. Come on.
There's the actor Benicio del Toro. We're going to find out what his role is in the film. I'm very curious about to see what he's going to bring to the Star Wars universe, and we're going to find out what's up with Luke.
And also we see more Maz Kanata.
More Maz Kanata, yes.
So we're going to find out what her connection is, with the Skywalkers, because she had to have known Luke.
Yeah.
Because how could she have had his saber?
Right.
And it was a saber that was in his hand that got cut off in Empire.
It was lost on the planet of Bespin.
And I'm gonna tell you the truth, considering that Rey has a British accent,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say she's a Kenobi.
A lot of people are thinking that. And you're also, but remember when Rey was dropped off onto Jakku, she was placed in the care of Comar Plutt, who was played by Scott, the guy who played Scotty.
Oh, Simon Pegg?
Simon Pegg played that played that character, the chubby character, and he had like an English accent, so she might have gotten it from off of him, but I don't know. We don't know.
I mean, if she's strong with the Force and she was able to defeat Kylo Ren without any previous training, I gotta go with Kenobi.
Well, the Force is strong in the family. Now, I'm also going to give you a tiny giveaway, a tiny tidbit. In there's a Star Wars video game that takes place in the Force Awakens universe. Alright, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Kylo Ren addressed Rey as cousin. I'm just going to leave it like that.
Oh.
There's a Star Wars video game. It was a Disney Star Wars video game. It wasn't it's not the Lego one, but he was addressed as Kylo Ren addressed Rey as cousin.
That can mean many different things.
Yeah.
Because cousin is one of those terms where it can mean family or very close family friend.
Right.
So we'll find out more about it, and of course, we don't know what the 9th movie is going to be called, but like I said before, it's being directed by Colin Trevorrow, who did Jurassic World.
Right.
And J.J. Abrams is only producing the Last Jedi, which he probably do with the 9th one also.
Right.
We'll probably find out more about Snoke. You know, we'll see if Leia gets her hands dirty by shooting some people.
Yeah.
We'll probably see more of Chewbacca and R2 since they went with Rey to see Luke.
Yep.
We'll see more of C-3PO with his red arm.
How much time do we have left?
If I had to guess, I'd say less than 10 minutes.
Less than 10 minutes. Okay, do we have time to talk about Rogue One?
Real quick, if we rush through it.
Okay, alright.
I think we could do it.
Yeah, okay. The character, God, see, now my brain is like fried right now. I can't remember.
Putting on the spot.
Yeah, being put on the spot.
Basically, Rogue One takes place between episodes 3 and the original. We see the original Death Star getting made. We see who is the general that they brought back to life, sort of, with CGI.
That was the Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yep.
That was played by Peter Cushing.
So they brought him back, and we saw that he was kind of taking credit for stuff he shouldn't be taking credit for. And when we see the return of Darth Vader, it was on Mustafar from episode 3.
Yes.
I don't know why he would still be on that planet, since that must hold a lot of bad memories.
Right.
But hey, he was still badass. James Earl Jones did his voice. We see another great female lead. And it's basically the Suicide Squad of Star
Jen
Wars.
Erso. Jen Erso was played by Felicity
Jones.
Felicity Jones, yes.
Who had a great 2016, did a lot of cool movies.
Yep.
And with Rogue One,
Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, played her adopted father, right?
He played a character by the name of Saul Guerrera, who was a rebel soldier, but his tactics were very, very questionable.
But you know what? It's like the Suicide Squad of sci-fi. Because everybody who they take to go to that planet in Rogue One, they all end up dying in one way or another.
Yeah.
Even the one with the most personality, that tall droid.
Yeah. K2SO.
He had the most personality of any of them.
Yep.
He was our comedy relief, and he was shooting people even without looking. Like, he didn't even have to look at his targets. He could just boom.
And you had another character played by an actor whose name I'm going to put down there. Captain Kajin. Captain Kajin Ender. Kajin Andor. You saw a side of the rebels, the desperate side of the rebels. They weren't the happy-go-lucky soldiers that we all thought were like, yay, let's do this together. They were a very, very conflicted group that were very, very desperate to get the plans of this Death Star, the gentleman that was Urso's father was the one that created the Death Star, but also left a weakness in it.
Yeah, and it was so small, nobody could actually see it at first glance.
Yeah.
So that kind of like justifies the original movie's little, screw up, if you could call it that.
Captain Krennic. Wow.
And here's the other crazy thing that I wanted to point out. You know how everybody got on the prequels for how they made Darth Vader look?
Mm-hmm.
Rogue One put him right back to where he was.
Right in the beginning, yeah.
Because, right at the end, when he starts killing the rebels like nothing, all you hear is his breathing, and then all of a sudden, boom, he ignites the red lightsaber and just starts killing people left and right.
That was the part, and from what I understand, that scene was supposed to be even rougher, even more graphic than that.
Oh, they should have kept it rougher.
But they held. I mean, they were very conflicted about putting that scene in. They weren't going to put that scene in. And Kathleen Kennedy, who took over the production management portion of Lucasfilm, said, you know what, you guys already filmed it, put it in. Go ahead and just do it. And if you watch the end of that, if you look online, actually, there's someone did an edit and put the ending of that part of Rogue One and seamlessly edited it into the beginning of A New Hope, and it works, ladies and gentlemen. It works seamlessly.
We see a young Princess Leia, and it looked pretty good to me.
Yeah, for CGI, she looked great.
And when we actually see the Death Star just come out of nowhere at the end, that was like, that made my heart stop.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. Like, oh my god, we're dead. And of course, everybody does die in the end, so it really was a one-way trip.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
Donnie Yen, his part, my God. I mean,
a blind martial arts master who's technically not a Jedi, but strong with the Force.
Right. You pretty much learn in these latest Star Wars films that you can be Force sensitive, but not necessarily a Jedi. You know.
And we find out just how horrible the stormtroopers really are at marksmanship.
Right.
Because still, like, when they were aiming at Donnie Yen as he was walking, chanting his little thing that he does, they couldn't hit him. They were missing him by a mile.
Check the time, because I want to go over one more film, and we might be able to complete this trilogy today.
Go quick.
Okay. Also, get ready for another Star Wars story, as we were talking about Rogue One, a Star Wars story. There's another Star Wars story that's going to be talking about young Han Solo. Han Solo being played by Alden Ehrenreich with not Danny Glover, but Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian, and also starring Woody Harrelson as a character that's supposed to be Han Solo's mentor, teaching him, the ways of being a scoundrel.
That's gonna be good.
It's gonna be amazing.
We're gonna find out how Han takes the Falcon away from Lando.
Oh yeah.
Probably how Lando became in charge of Cloud City.
Yeah, I want to see that Kessel Run. We have to see the Kessel Run that he made in less than 12 parsecs. We got to see that.
So this completes part 3 of our Star Wars discussion. We've got Rogue One in.
Yeah.
We got the young Han Solo plug in. So I don't know what series we'll do next, but we'll certainly let you know on our Facebook page if you have it.
Right.
And if not, just subscribe, like, share for YouTube, and just stay tuned.
May the Force be with you. Thank you. We've been waiting a long time to do this episode. Thank you for sticking with us. This is the third and final part of our Star Wars series. We shall see you next time on H&R Movie Talk.
Take care.
Han shot first. Ask your dad.
I suggest a new strategy, Arthur.
Only different in your mind.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
A Jedi uses the Force.
This is the weapon of the Jedi. The Force will be with you.